owner and publisher of 5 of the local city lifestyle luxury publications, and I am not someone who sells print advertising. That is not what we do. I am actually a relationship expert, and so we do relationship marketing, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about me and who I am and my background, and then how I got into this business and what exactly relationship marketing means. So that's me. The other way. There we go. This is my family. I have 3 kiddos. So my husband and I on Sunday celebrated our 13th anniversary. Last year we redid our vows. We did a vow renewal at the Crescent Hotel in Uptown because I was doing an article on them, and so I got a free weekend, and it happened to be on our anniversary, and we were like, hey, they want us to cover weddings. Let's redo our wedding. So we did. And so those are my kiddos. Ashton is my oldest. She's the redhead. She's 24. I'm going to go into more detail on each of them here in a second. Averly is the middle kiddo, and then Jax is my spoiled, rotten brat still at home that y'all met last week. So we actually got married in Vegas at the Mirage, and then the Mirage was torn down 2 years ago, so we went back and retook our wedding photo, but now there's like a gate where we were. If you ever want a crazy wedding story on our one-on-one, we can go into details, but I got married on July 19, 2013. Google it. It was the biggest storm Vegas has ever had, and they are not built the infrastructure for rain in Vegas because it doesn't rain, so the entire strip flooded. I had bridesmaids stuck in an elevator for 2.5 hours. I had groomsmen stuck in a different hotel because they couldn't cross the street because it was flooded. The pool, we were supposed to get married by the pool, but it was all flooded, so we had to get married out by the volcano. We ended up getting married at like midnight, so we really don't know if our anniversary is the 19th or the 20th. We're supposed to get married at 9 p.m. So it was a big, crazy fandango, but it looks pretty in pictures, so that's all that matters. This is Jax. He's my Hot Mess Express. He loves anime and video games, and he actually has his own business called JJ's Cardboard Art, where he makes puppets, cosplay, swords, shields, things like that out of cardboard. And he's super talented. So last week he went to a camp where he actually made an Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. He made the puppet, and it's like fully functional, and he already has 3 high schools in McKinney and Plano who are renting it this year from him for their productions of Little Shop. So now that he's the only child left at home, he has like the entire upstairs is a giant cardboard art studio. So he makes, swords and shields and all sorts of things for people who do cosplay. He did a oversized Cowboys helmet for a chamber member from the Plano Chamber who did a commission piece with him. So his commission pieces are really cheap because he's 12. So, but he's actually really good. This is Averly. I was like, that is not coming up right. This is Averly. She is my musical theater kiddo. She just graduated from Elon University in North Carolina in May. If you are not familiar with musical theater or Elon, it is one of the top theater programs in the country. She mostly does dance, so she does dance. Dance science was actually her major, but she choreographed a lot of the shows and she was in a lot of the shows, but she was also in the a cappella group, in the hip hop dance group, all of the things. And then she did study abroad last year in both Peru and Italy. So she has done all the things and is living her absolute best life, and I just live vicariously through her and pay for it. But she's amazing. And so, funny story, when she went to Italy, when they were coming back was when the big ice storm was last year, so she got stuck in Europe. So sad. And her roommate's dad is the owner of Neft Vodka, which I'd never even heard of before, but they were sponsoring the Red Bull games in Austria. So he was like, you're stuck here, why don't you just come to Austria? And so they got to spend 2 days at the Red Bull games in Austria because they had a flight delay.
That sounds awful.
I know, it's terrible. And now she's in Orlando with her boyfriend this summer, and they're about to go back to Italy because he's actually from Florence. So she's going back to Italy very soon. It's catching up. My oldest kiddo is Ashton. Some of you may know her because she is really big on the networking circuit as well, because she owns 2 companies and runs a nonprofit. So she is 24, and she is a professional organizer with the AB Effect is her organizing company, and then we own Card My Yard, Allen, and Plano, which are the celebratory signs that you put out in front yards for birthdays, graduations, divorces, whatever. And then The Art of Coping is a nonprofit that she founded right out of high school. It does art therapy inspired cope kits for kids going through trauma and chronic illness. She also created a coloring book with coping mechanisms and mental health awareness skills. And then she now partners with Averly, who's getting her master's. She leaves to go to Rider University in New Jersey in September. She's getting her master's in dance movement therapy. So Averly does dance workshops for kids, and Ashton does the visual arts stuff with the art of coping. So I have super awesome kids.
My kids need to step it up.
This is a little bit more about me and kind of what I love. That is my purple car out there. Purple's kind of my thing, if you haven't noticed. I got it back from the shop today, so the back half of it is black at the moment, and I can't get it rewrapped for 30 days, so I just have a half-naked car at the moment. We are super big on anything that's themed, so I love cruises because I love all the theme nights, I love Halloween parties, I love all those things. We will do all the things. I go on at least 1 to 2 cruises a year. That's my absolute favorite thing because my husband is an introvert and he likes to just sit by the pool or sit at the beach, and I like to do all the things. So on a cruise, we can do that. I can go be social and active, and he can just sit on his butt and drink Miami Vices. Theater is my passion, that's my background, that's my world. I'll get into that a little bit more. I do go to New York several times a year as well. My best friend and I usually go after the Tony nominations are announced before the Tony Awards, and we see as many shows as possible in a week. We didn't get to go this year because my daughter graduated college and interrupted our time. I do have one of my former students is in the Outsiders National Tour right now. If you haven't seen it yet, it's amazing. He plays soda. That is my favorite thing. I also love happy hour, except for I'm doing dry July, so if I'm really cranky, come like 5 o'clock every day, bear with me. I'm almost through it. Acting, singing, dancing, that's my world. I come from a performing arts background, so I do still do a lot of emceeing and hosting. I'm about to be the moderator for the Plano Chamber Women's Summit coming up in September. I was a stand-up comedian for 10 years. I actually won the Frisco Comedy Festival in 2012. I was also a semifinalist in the Improv's Funniest Comic in Texas in 2012. I was the MC for the Frisco Rough Riders for several years when they first started, and then my daughter actually was on the crew for the past 5 years, so it was kind of very full cycle, very cyclical there. And then I actually shot a television pilot about the behind the scenes of being a stand-up comedian, and I was one of only 2 female comedians that were cast in that show. It never got picked up, but it was really good. It was funny. All of those people are like in LA now, and one of them's a writer for like Jelsnick, and they're all really cool. But I decided to teach instead. So I had Ashton when I was 20 years old, so I was still in college, and so my dream of actually going to New York and being a performer was kind of put to the side, so I decided if you can't do it, teach it. And so I was a theater teacher for 18 years. I taught speech, theater, and debate, and so directing and producing is something I still do, I still love. I actually have a pitch on Saturday for Allen Contemporary Theater to direct a show for them next season, but that is my passion and what I absolutely love to do. So I taught for 18 years, I taught 13 years in public school, and then I founded a private performing arts conservatory in McKinney called Ovation Academy of Performing Arts. It was for college and career-bound students in music, dance, and theater. So we were a homeschool hybrid program that did virtual learning before COVID, so we already knew what we were doing when all of that hit. And so we had signed recording artists, kids that were training on Broadway or that were in movies and stuff like that would go to our school so that they could have their academics portable on their computer, and then they would have high-level arts training. And I advertised our school, because it was a tuition-based school, in the McKinney Prosper City Lifestyle magazine. And that's how I got introduced to City Lifestyle. And I advertised with them for about 3.5 years, and I met Sharon, who's still the publisher of that publication. And then I founded Shakespeare McKinney, and I advertised Shakespeare McKinney, which is a nonprofit, in the magazine as well. They did features on both the school and the festival, and I got a really good response. I had people literally walk in the door of the school with the magazine in their hand and say, I heard about about your philosophy on education. How does my kid go to school here? I never got that on Facebook. I never got that from anything else. That was my first introduction to networking or really owning a business, and was through this avenue. So some people that I've known for about 10 years, they've known me from this. And then when Averly was graduating high school, Sharon and I were at lunch and we were sitting there chatting. And I said, when she's done, I think I'm done. I think my career in education has come to an end, given everything that's going on in education right now. But I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I was just like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I have a master's in education. I have undergrad degrees in broadcasting and theater. What do I do with myself? And she said, well, have you ever thought about being a publisher? I was like, I don't even know what that means, so no. So then she explained to me that it's a franchise, and so there are 15 currently City Lifestyle Publications franchises within DFW. There are 300 nationwide. Our corporate office is in Kansas City. And so she explained the franchise model to me a little bit and how she owned the McKinney Prosper franchise, but she was looking to buy a second one and couldn't decide if she wanted Frisco or Allen. I was already an ambassador for the Allen Chamber. I was already serving on a lot of different boards and commissions with the city of Allen. So I said, you take Frisco, I'll take Allen. And so that's what I did. As soon as Averly graduated, I actually bought my franchise in May. She graduated in June, and then I went to training in July. And I went back to the chamber after training, and it typically takes 90 to 120 days to launch a magazine from the ground up. I went to training in July. I came back, went to the Allen Chamber, and I said, Allen doesn't have a magazine, because the only one that it ever had went under in COVID. Said, so I'm going to launch a luxury magazine, but I'm going to do things a little differently. I'm going to use the fact that I have a background in the performing arts to do more events and do more things to really connect people. Who wants in? Half the room raised their hand. I had meetings booked for 3 weeks, and I launched it in 21 days. I still hold the record for the fastest launch in company history, and the company's been around for 18 years. And then 9 months later, I bought Plano, became the first publisher ever to have 2 magazines launched within their first year in the company. A year later, I bought Rockwall, launched it in 27 days, so now I hold the top 2 records for the fastest launches in company history. And then a year ago, almost to the day, I was approached about buying Cross Timbers Lifestyle magazine, which I have since changed the name to Flower Mound City Lifestyle. Because nobody knows where Cross Timbers is, and you can't Google it because it shows up in Minnesota. So I bought Flower Mound, and then just recently in April, I was approached to take over the North Lake and Denton magazines, which we combined into one, which is now Southwest Denton County. It covers everything from North Lake, Lantana, Argyle, Corinth, Lake Dallas, all the way up through Denton, Robeson Ranch, all of that area. So that's all one big magazine now. So that's how I kind of got involved and started, and then it's just kind of blown up from there. So what I have found with marketing is it's just like an investment portfolio. You have to diversify your marketing portfolio just like you do an investment portfolio. You can't put all your eggs in one basket because you're not going to get a return on investment. And marketing is so impossible to verify ROI that you have to put your name out there everywhere as much as you can. So with City Lifestyle, we are not just a print magazine, because like I said earlier, I don't sell print advertising, but a print ad is a part of the package that you get with a City Lifestyle partnership. So we actually do print, digital, social, and events. So we take the big puzzle of marketing and what people need for marketing, and we look at the big picture, and we figure out how each of those pieces fit and how we can help with those pieces. So you're not paying somebody for Facebook ads, you're not paying somebody separate for vendor booths, you're not paying somebody separate for print ads, you're not paying somebody else for graphic design and for photo shoots. We do it all under one umbrella for one monthly rate that is based on the size, term, and level of social media in a contract. So we make it a lot easier, and I have a full staff since I have 5 magazines. We actually office out of the Caddo office in Allen, but I do have a staff, so it's not just me, but I like this group, so I show up to this one. Normally I send my minions out, and they do networking for me, but I'm doing this one. So it's really about brand awareness, because the thing that's going to happen is when somebody needs a service, they are never going to click a name they had not seen before. But what happens is let's say you have an ad in a magazine, and you've done networking, you've done all these things, and then there's a big hailstorm, and you're a roofing company. They're going to still go to Google, and they're going to go roofer near me, but they're going to click the name they recognize. They're going to click the name they've seen seen before? Have you ever clicked something on Google that you never have seen before? The answer is no, you have not. You're going to click what looks familiar because it has that validation factor and that trust factor to you. And with the whole AI trust recession that's happening right now with digital ads and social media, print is still the #1 way to have a verifiable business that people trust. Because they know that if you're in a print magazine, you're a real legit business. And then we can also tell the story more than you can on just scrolling through. So they're gonna look for all the places that look familiar, and they're gonna click on it and they're gonna say, hey, how'd you hear about me? And they're gonna say, Google. They did not find you on Google. They clicked on you on Google because they already knew your name. So my job is to make sure that you're top of mind and they know you before they need you, so that when they need you, they click on you. But the ad in the magazine is never gonna get the attribution. Everybody always says print advertising doesn't work. That's a lie. It does work, but it doesn't get credit. But it's part of a larger marketing and branding campaign. So if you have a marketing strategy that includes multiple different contexts, it's all about numerous impressions in various contexts over time. That's how marketing works. So if you just do one thing, it's not gonna work for you. So we are more than a magazine, and we are very particular with who we partner with. I was a teacher for 18 years. I did not get to pick the kids in my classroom or their parents. Now I get to pick who I play with every day. So I gave some of the handouts out that tell a little bit more about kind of our philosophy on how we pick our partners. We have a best-in-class business seal that we give to all of our partners that you don't get because you won a social media popularity contest. You get it because we actually researched your business and you truly are the best in the business. We only partner with 3 per industry, so you're not gonna get a big letter A, B, C, or D that says that you're amazing just because you paid to be put on a list with everybody else who paid to be on a list that has an A, B, C, or D saying that they're the best. So we really truly look for the top 3 businesses in each industry, and because we do that, we have very trusted referrals. We look for businesses that put people over profit, who are knowledgeable and experienced. I don't partner with new businesses. You can't be the best at what you do if you're brand new at what you do. So I refer out to a lot of other marketing avenues, like the Gazette or Murray Media or any of those that jump at ribbon cuttings and they're like, oh my gosh, new business, they need marketing, let me come and spam them with a bunch of emails and phone calls. I don't do that because you're not the best if you're brand new. So I wait until I meet somebody who I think is a good fit for our business, or they approach us, or they get referred to us as truly being the best at what they do. And then we do our research on each of the categories if we're looking for a specific category on who is truly the best, and that's who we will talk to about being a partner with us and advertising with us. So it's a little different. That power of 3, most people are gonna get 3 referrals, so we wanna give them the best 3. So we're not exclusive, we are select. So we want to say these are the best 3 refers that are in your area, and that way instead of going to Google where there's 300 or 3,000, they pick from one of our 3, and you as the client only have to beat out 2 instead of all of them that are on the internet. So that's kind of how our selection process works a little bit. And then we have multiple platforms that we reach out to the community. We are the line that connects the dot between the city leaders, the residents, and the business owners. So we are not just B2C, where our magazine just goes to the homeowners. We do go to, the Flower Mound magazine goes to 9,500 homes every month, and then the Southwest Denton County goes to 12,000 homes every single month. We only go to $850,000 and above homes, so we target 35 to 65-year-old married couples who live in $1 million homes and make over $200,000 a year. That's who gets the magazine organically without them asking. Anybody can get it, it's free. Just tell me your name and your address and I'll put you on the list. But they don't get it without asking unless their postal route average matches those 4 boxes. So we are looking at the more affluent, high-end, so we are a luxury publication. We're not a sales magazine. I don't sell my cover. You're not gonna see the same med spa on the cover every other month. You're not gonna see the same dentist. You're not gonna see Meet the Smith family, because let's be honest, nobody gives a crap about the Smith family and won't keep them on the coffee table for 6 months. They will keep beautiful photography, celebrities. They will keep things that are high-end on the coffee table in a waiting room, and they will have repeated touches that it doesn't normally get in a sales-based magazine. So our magazine is more content and less sales. So nothing we do is advertorial. It's always inspirational, biographical, or educational. We also have a digital platform, so all of our partners get a third-party landing page connected to ours, and because we are an 18-year-old company with 500,000 partners nationwide, we have very high domain authority with Google. If you're familiar with domain authority, I think our domain authority is around a 90, which is ridiculous. So when you're attached to us, it's again that third-party validation, and any articles we push out or any digital articles that you do, all of that comes up. So if somebody is searching for your business or something in there, you're going to come up, but then we're going to come up as well. So you're going to be on there more than once because you're linked to us. And then we do a cross-branded social media ad, and that's something that nobody else does. But again, it's that third-party validation component that gets the trust factor, because you can say you're the best all day long, and everybody's going to be like, yeah, you're pretty, thank you, yes, you're the best. But if somebody else says you're best, then they're going to actually believe you. So that's what we do, is we push out sponsored ads on the Meta platforms from City Lifestyle instead of from your business. So we don't manage your social, we don't do anything with yours, we do it through ours, and it gets a higher click-through rate that way. So if you're doing any type of sponsored Meta ads on social media right now, the most important number for you to look at is your click-through rate. A lot of times I'll meet with people and they're like, oh yeah, I have a social media guy, I pay him $2,500 a month and he gives me 200,000 impressions a month. I'm like, that's awesome, that's a lot of impressions, that's really good. What's your click-through rate? An average click-through rate is 0.7 to 1.5% is an average good successful campaign on social media. So I had a client that said, I paid $2,500 a month for 200,000 impressions a month. He looked at his click-through rate, it was a 0.5% click-through rate. He's getting 1,000 clicks a month. That's still good, but with us, because we are that cross-branded ad, we average 2 to 4% click-through rate. He switched over to us, saved $1,000 a month, has 50,000 impressions a month, but gets a 3% click-through rate, so now he's getting 1,500 clicks instead of 1,000. So it's all about the click-through rate. So that's the cross-branded ad. These are actual clients of mine that I just pulled on Monday, and what their click-through rate is right now. I have the Bartonville store in Bartonville. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Bartonville store, but they have a 10% click-through rate for the past 6 months. Y'all, that's the highest I've ever seen. It's ridiculous. But the food's really good, and the entertainment is fun. We also do, I'm not going to click on this because I don't remember time. But we also do have a podcast. We do social media content creation for our clients. We shoot social media commercials for our clients. We do live coverage at our events. So we give you assets that you can use for your business to put on your socials, put on your website, put on your QR code on your truck, whatever you want, you get all of the things that we do. So even the photography that we do in the magazine, we give you full rights to them. We also do the graphic design for free. Every month you can change your ad and you can download it and you can put it in another magazine. You can put it on you make a poster, you make a brochure. I don't care what you do with it, it's yours, not ours. So all of those things come included with our partnerships as well. And my favorite thing that we do are our events. So we have a lot of different events that we do. I do 1 to 2 events in every territory every month. So yes, that is a lot of events. I have 5 territories. But we do elevated networking events. So it's not just stand around and hope somebody gives you a business card, talk to the same people you already know. I was a theater teacher. I love making introverts uncomfortable. So I make you do an activity. I do icebreaker games. I get people actually forming relationships. It is not about grabbing a business card and then spamming them with email. It's about actually getting to know them and how you can help them, how they can help you. With our clients, we often ask them, hey, you're a realtor, who do you need to know? Oh, title, mortgage, roofing, yada, yada, yada. We will invite those specific people to our events and say, we have somebody that wants to meet you, and then when they get there, we'll introduce them, so it's a warm introduction. We also do pop-up glow-and-go events. We have one at Max Strike Fitness here in Flower Mound on the 19th of August. We provide charcuterie and mimosas, and we give free things away every 15 to 30 minutes. All of our health, wellness, and aesthetics partners will show up and give free things away, do demos, give samples, all of that fun stuff. And then we have our neighborhood block parties, where we actually partner with the HOAs of the neighborhoods that get the magazine, and we bring out a bounce house, a DJ, a food truck, a margarita machine, and we get to know the people in the neighborhood. We get people face to face. We do a lot of client appreciation events as well to get our clients building the relationships with each other. So we do the hockey game, we've rented out the lazy river of the Frisco Rough Riders. We've done a lot of different things to build the relationships between our clients so they use each other's services on a regular basis as well. My favorite event that we do is based on this right here that y'all seen me ask for before, is our community recognition dinner. So once a year, we do a big black tie dinner that celebrates all the people that we have featured in the magazine throughout the year. So we have 9 different categories that people can be nominated for that we celebrate in the magazine. Our mission is to creatively connect the community through collaboration and celebration. It's all about bringing a spotlight to the businesses, individuals, and organizations making a difference in the local community. So we have Nonprofit of the Month, Student of the Month, Student Athlete of the Month, Exceptional Student of the Month, which is a special needs student, Educator of the Month, First Responder of the Month, Artist of the Month, which ones am I missing? Veteran of the Month, and Good Human of the Month, which is like a volunteer or a servant leader in the community. So if you know anyone in any of the territories that I serve that needs to be highlighted for any of those categories, please scan that QR code. It's also on the back of my business card. And nominate them, because we will do the free editorial on them. We also have sponsorship opportunities for each of these categories if something is very important to your business, like a lot of veteran-owned businesses like to do the veteran sponsorship. And with that, at our big black tie dinner, this year's theme is Masquerade Ball. We actually give donations back to the nonprofits. The cocktail hour is actually a nonprofit expo where they all get to set up and tell people about their businesses. And then we give scholarships back to the students. We give classroom grants to the educators. So we give back and we celebrate with the mayors, the city council, the school board, the city leaders, the people of influence in the community. We invite to this event with our partners and all of the honorees from the year. And we have a big party. We give a gift to all of our clients. We actually plaque the editorials that we've done. Everybody gets an editorial once a year. So we plaque that for all of our clients and give that as a gift. We have other awards that we give our clients. It's usually open bar and dinner, and there's a live band, so it's a really big event, typically about 200 to 300 people. So not as big as Best of Denton County, but you get open bar and free food. But it's a lot of fun. And so that's really our way of giving back to the community. So that is all the things. If you want more information about how to be a partner, please scan the Apply Now QR code. If you would like to nominate somebody for any of those categories, then you can scan the other QR code that says nominate here or the one on the poster down there.
Nominate myself for Good Human.
Nominate yourself! We have people that do that. Yeah, it's fine. Nobody knows who nominated you. It doesn't say that in the article. But yeah, that's me. That's what I do. I'd love to get to know you guys better. And then I won't have to go through the whole presentation again because y'all already went through it.